So hi, this is James Governor at Redmonk again, and I'm thinking about integrated systems, and right now I'm really thinking about economics, I'm thinking about money, I'm thinking about who gets paid, I'm thinking about where the value lies. So my founding partner, Stephen O'Grady, he has this theory about how stuff has changed, and it kind of holds water when you start looking at the economics of stuff. And it's kind of what business are we in, and how do you actually make money? So it seems to us that increasingly the money's going to be in the data, rather than in the software or the hardware. So let's think about the stages. First of all, you had IBM mainframes, super expensive hardware, so expensive in fact they could give the software away. Then we went into the next era, and it was kind of mini computers, and the software and the hardware both had some value. And then we moved into the Microsoft era, where it was like, actually, the hardware is just going to be super cheap, super commodity, it's all Intel, who cares, and then you run Windows on top of that. So that's kind of the next gen. All the money goes to Microsoft. But then this thing happens, this open source thing happens, and then it's like, well, actually the software isn't going to have the value. So hang on a second, if the hardware didn't have the value and the software didn't have the value, what had the aha, it turns out that integrated systems are where we're at now. You kind of need both. So, you know, Apple showed us the way. It's not somebody else's operating system. It's Apple's operating system. It's partly based on open source. It's tightly delivered as a package. It's a packaging exercise, a really effective one. So you've got those guys, and everyone else has to respond to them. So, you know, is this Nokia thing going to work out? They don't have the operating system? I don't know, but it seems pretty clear that the way the industry is moving, look, Microsoft is now going to sell Surface computers. Microsoft's going to be selling hardware. Screws up all the relationships with the partners, but hey, they don't really have a choice because that's the way the industry is moving. You know, if we look at Google, same thing. Oh, Android's awesome. Everyone's using Android because it's open. Awesome. And then they go and buy Motorola, and everyone in the ecosystem is like, well, WTF? I mean, what's going on? And so we sort of, it looks like in order to make money, we really are needing to integrate the hardware and the software, and it's the integration, the packaging, that's where the value is realized. So let's think about, I don't know, let's look at Red Hat. So Red Hat is in some sense the old line sort of classic infrastructure component you're going to run on your hardware. And everybody runs at Red Hat in the enterprise. That's what you run your applications on. And so you think, okay, Red Hat, everyone runs their apps on Red Hat. Well, that means that they're going to be one of the richest companies around, right? They're going to be super rich. They're going to be as rich as Microsoft. They're going to be bigger than God. No, they're not. Their revenues are tiny. Their revenues are tiny. It's like $1 billion company, and that's it. Incredibly valuable from the perspective of the customer, and customers love their stuff. But in terms of the old economic models, it's like, well, are they getting paid? What happened? Oracle, you know, supposedly a really successful software company. Look at their share price. It's not doing anything. They're not being rewarded by the market for being a software company. That's why they had to buy Sun and want to become a hardware company. But really, if we think about the companies that are really getting the huge evaluations, it's these other weird guys. It's like, you know, Facebook, Google, you know, they're the really valuable companies. So if we take Google, look, so they were sort of an interesting one. They took advantage of open source. They didn't share it back. Now at the next stage, you look at people like Twitter, and they're just open sourcing everything. They keep the data. They don't really care. The software's not where the value is. The value is in the integrated service. It's in the data. It's in all of this other stuff. And I think if we look across the industry, we're certainly seeing a period where if you want to make money, if you want to have a significant evaluation, if you want people to buy the product, yeah, it has to be about both. You can't just be on one side of the stack. So it's complete integration.